Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Get Real with Jill. Today is Thursday, March 31st. Yes, Thursday, March 31st, the end of our first quarter. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. So appreciate your support. And you can actually watch me also. You can follow me on Instagram. You can take a look at past shows on YouTube. And I so appreciate that you're watching today. So thank you so much. And we actually go ahead, and I always like to start the show with Let's Get Real. Okay, so here's my Let's Get Real statement. So again, today is March 31st. We are coming along to spring. So how many of you have actually waited for springtime and said, you know what, during the springtime, I think let's go ahead and clean out our garage? Yes, I'm sure there's many of you who have said that year over year and thought, you know what, because if we clean out our garage, we can actually get our cars into the garage where they belong. So you guys, let's get real. How many of you said that in the past? How many of you are going to do it this spring? So here's what I have a little challenge for you. First of all, I have something fun for you that's free. So if you go ahead and you decide for the month of April to go ahead and clean out that garage, just text me 916-765-5488 and I will share with you where you can actually dump your junk for free. Yes, and it's one weekend in April. Just text me and I will share that with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And also, if you clean out your garage, but you still have more cars that are sitting in the driveway and you can't get everything in the garage with your cars in the garage, just call me. I'll find you another house that can actually give you maybe more garage space. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So today, we're actually going to be talking about the market and kind of what does it look like at the end of the first quarter. And I know there's a lot of rumors out there. There's a lot of speculation because our world is upside down. How many years has our world I don't ever recall our world really not ever being upside down. And every single year there's been something critical. So, I'm sorry, I'm just making sure that I'm all good here. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna actually show you some data directly from MLS. And I want you guys to decide what you think based on the facts. Where are we heading? Where are we today? What do you think is gonna happen? Where are we heading? And I'm gonna show a couple of different areas. But if you'd like to see your area, please put it in the comment section and let me know, and I'll pull up your area. Also, every Monday, I do a Monday market update. And there's about 4 different areas that I put on the Monday market update, and it's great information. If you'd like to see your area included, also please let me know. And you can also text me or email me at the information right there that's going to be posted on Facebook here. The other thing is, if you have any comments or have any questions while we're doing this live, let me know. But let's go ahead and get started, because as we know, the rumors are the interest rates are going up and have gone up. And yes, they absolutely have. I think when I refied, I think a couple of years ago, I'm like at 3.35%. So I'm at a really, really good interest rate. So now, for somebody who's purchasing just a basic conventional loan, you're going to it's about 4.625% today. And that's today because it's changing. So that's a big difference. But if you really think about it and step back a moment, 4.625% really isn't that bad. I remember buying our first home and it was like 8%, 8 or 9%. So that's where the rumors are right now, is like, oh my gosh, everything is going to stop and be halted as far as the real estate market goes because interest rates are going up. Okay, I want you to think about something. So with an interest rate going up, it could really make a difference of maybe $200 in somebody's monthly payment, maybe $300 in somebody's monthly payment. But I'd say probably about $200 depending on the price range. So For first-time home buyers, I know that's a little bit tough, but I'm also comparing to what they're paying for rent right now. So if you look at it, sometimes it might even take a buyer out of what they're looking for. So if they're like at a $600,000 price range and the interest rate goes up, they may either have to look lower or expect maybe a $200 a month mortgage a month, $200 a month more. But then when you go up to the bigger value homes, okay, think about this. So people who are like in the 900,000, 8, 9, a million, hundred, an 8, 9, or a million, and the interest rate changes, yes, that makes a big difference. But in that price range, people are usually putting a lot of money down. So they may need to put more money down to keep that monthly mortgage payment comfortable for them, or that $200 a month difference in that price range really could end up being their Starbucks bill during that month. And I'm being totally serious, or it can be a dinner out for that month. So that's why with a monthly mortgage increase, it's not a monthly interest increase. It's going to affect people, but more so on the lower end, because people up on the higher end could usually afford maybe that difference, because we're not talking a 2% difference in interest rate. We're talking a smaller percentage of interest. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. And so sorry. Hold on. I'm still here. Okay, you guys, this is what happens when you do a live show and your dog is still in the house. Okay, so anyway, so she's going outside. She's going to play. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at some stats. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to go directly into MLS, and you guys decide for yourself what you think is going to happen with the market. Please put your comments in. So here we go. We're going to take a look at Rocklin first. And again, if you have an area that you want me to pull up, let me know. Okay, let's go. Hold, please. Got it. Okay, nobody wants to see that. That's for sure. Okay, so now we are in MLS, and I have to move this. I'm sorry for this little technology stuff. Okay, so so right now, this is Rocklin. This is just this month, March 1st through March 31st. And remember though, we don't even have March 31st closings in, because they're closing today. But I want you to really see, where are we right now? So in Rocklin, take a look at this. Our average close prices for the month of March is $812,418 in the month of March for Rocklin. You guys, that's really big. That's a big deal. And do you know that 19% so far of those closed listings, and those closed listings are 67 closed, 19% is cash. That's a big deal. So people that are saying, oh my gosh, the market's going to crash, people are going to lose their homes. Sure, that's going to happen. But in reality, is it going to happen here? So sitting in my real estate chair, I'm in this every day. I know my buyers are competing for homes. I help them get to the point where they're actually going to get a home. So if 5 people are bidding on a home, that means 4 people are still looking for a home. And just know, if you look, there's only 35 active listings in all of Rocklin. And of those 35, many of them are actually new home builds, because some of them, they'll put them on the MLS. So think about it. Yesterday morning when I got up, there were 29 active listings. Okay, there's 35. We're getting towards the weekend. So I'm going to probably see that number increase over the weekend. There's 107 homes pending right now. 107 in Rocklin. And then, of course, 67 have closed to date. So here's what's also interesting. If you look at the number of closed so far, 59 of those closed listings were on the market from 0 to 30 days. And guess what? So they were priced right. They went up over list price by over 4%. So if you're priced right, knowing that there's low inventory, let the buyers push it up. You guys, this rumor of it slowing down, interest rates have been going up for the last few months. I'm just not seeing a slowdown. I'm still seeing people want to buy homes. And remember, people that are selling their homes, our market in Rocklin since 2013 has appreciated over 200%. So yes, they're selling homes, they're putting a big down payment on their upsize home, and then you have a lot of people who are paying rent right now, the first time home buyers, and yes, they could afford maybe a $600,000 mortgage. They might be a little bit more cash poor, putting a huge chunk down, but they could still afford a mortgage at today's low interest rates. So what is this all saying right now? And I'm going to pull up a couple of different areas. So really in Rocklin, we're still seeing a lot of cash buyers. We're seeing homes are closing quickly, and we're actually seeing people are bidding 4% over list price. So if your house is actually sitting on the market longer, look at the one, there was 5 that was between 31 to 60 days, and that was 1% over, people got 1% over list price. Interesting, there was one house that was 91 to 120 days and they got 2% over list price. All right, so there's another thing that I actually want to show you as well. I'm going to scroll up here and let's take a look. We'll look at other areas too, but let's revise this for a minute. So just bear with me here. Let's put 3/1/21. Let's compare this to last year. Where do you think Rocklin was last year compared to the big over 800,000 this year? Where were we last year for closed sales? And remember, we don't even have all the information yet because today still hasn't ended. So 03/01 to 03/31/21. All right, let's look at those stats. All right, we had 96 close. So far today, we only have 67. So it'll be interesting what these statistics show after today. But out of all of those, 640,000 was the average price in Rocklin of March of last year. And remember, that's just before spring. So a lot of people are out putting their homes on the market. People are out buying. The weather is going to be crazy, amazing next week. So if you're on the fence, I'm just curious as to why. Are you on the fence because you don't want to sell? Because are you thinking it's going to go up? It's a possibility. Or you don't know where to go, where you're going to live. And I actually have a solution for that, because a lot of people wait to put their house on the market. They find a house they love, but they still have to sell their house. So, but there is, call me or text me, and I promise I'll share that secret with you as to how you go about finding a replacement property. The other thing is, oh, yes, I will go ahead and pull up Foothill Farms. That is the Citrus Heights area. Thank you so much, Nancy. I will do that area next for sure. Let's do that. So thank you. So what was I going to say? Okay, so March of last year, 640. So if you're on the fence, whether to sell or to buy, let me know. There are so many buyers on the fence right now that have been sitting there waiting. I'm not really sure what you're waiting for. Are you waiting for the interest rate to go up? Are you waiting for home prices to go down? Are they going down? No. Are interest rates going up? Yes. So what are you waiting for? All right, so let's take a look. Let's revise. Let's take a look at Citrus Heights. Let me see. I'm going to try and see if I could do, and we're pulling up Citrus Heights because one of our favorite viewers, here, I'll do all of Citrus Heights because I forget if Foothill Farms is 610 or 621. But one of our viewers, Nancy. Hi, Nancy, and I know I'll see you in about a week. Thank you so much for listening. So let's take a look. Oops, let's revise criteria. Let's look at statistics for Citrus Heights. Whoops. Let's look at, oh, you know what? Let's look at 21, okay? And then we'll compare it to 2022. All right, so last year at this time, the average price close was $448,516. Okay, that's really good for Citrus Heights. That's big. That's a big deal. So people, like even first-time home buyers that are trying to get in, That's the average. That was last year. All right, let's look at this year. So to get to Citrus Heights, and I know, Nancy, you have a great rental there. Let's take a look. So for today, 83 have closed. 548. Oh my gosh. Wow. So Nancy, do you guys want to sell? So right now, and then you know what, that's a really good point too, because that's obviously your own personal decision. When you have a rental, you're an investor. And then people are always like, well, I don't want to pay capital gains. But isn't that the point of when you buy an investment property, that you make money every month from the rent, let the renters pay your mortgage, and then when it's time, when it's due time, when it's time for you at the right time, you sell. And then people are like, oh my gosh, I have to pay so much taxes because of capital gains. Exactly. That's the whole point. It's unfortunate we can't get away from taxes. Or do we go, oh my gosh, I said I should have sold way back when, I'm going to lose 200,000. Well, I'd much rather pay taxes on a capital gains versus losing and then having to pay. I'd rather have to pay a little and get a lot. So that's really something to think about as investors too, or taking your money out of state, because you can still do a 1031 exchange and go out of state and maybe take your Citrus Heights listing and you buy a couple of properties in Frisco, Texas, where that's growing. If anybody has any other questions, let me know. But Nancy, let's go ahead and take a look at in March. So there were 80 closings. I'm sorry. In March, there were 83 closings. So we're going to look at the closings right now. There was 80 between 0 and 30 days on the market. So 80 of them just went like that. And they all got 4.5% over list price. That's very, very, very good. And then the next ones that were on there that closed, they were 31 to 60 days and got just over list price. So yeah, that Citrus Heights market, that's hot too. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and take a look at, and if you guys have any questions, please put it in the chat box. Let's take a look at Granite Bay. Let's take a look at the big money in Granite Bay. That's always fun. It's always fun to go see those homes too. All right, so Granite Bay. So you know what? I'm going to revise first. Let's take a look at where was Granite Bay a year ago at this time for the month of March. Okay, dun 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 dun. All right, so Granite Bay last March had 25 closings and at 1.3 million. 25 closings. So less than a closing a day in Granite Bay. That's not a lot of inventory there. Right now they have 21 active and 29 pending. So these statistics right here are real time. That is going on right now. So closed as of last March were 25 at 1.3 million. Okay. So, and Granite Bay, as you know, is the higher price point. So things are going to take a little bit longer. Possibly to sell. So let's take a look. So we had 1.3, 25 closings. And again, we haven't finished out the month, but on my Monday market statistics, it will show it this Monday on social media. All right, Granite Bay people, 21 have closed. So we're close, because I bet there'll probably be a few today that will close, and if not tomorrow on April 1st, because a lot of closings happen on Friday. So right now 21 are active and 21 have closed on the month of March. 29 are pending, so it'll be interesting to see how many of those pending actually do close today. So we were at 1.3, and here the percentage increase is not much at all. The average is almost 1.4, so 100,000. That's not a huge difference for Granite Bay. And let's see. So out of the 20 that have closed, Oh, I remember there was a couple of homes too that went super high in the over asking price. So out of the 20 that have closed, they all went in the first 30 days. So that says a lot about Granite Bay too, because Granite Bay really is in the over $1 million mark. And they were averaging 9% over list price. That's a big deal. And then there was one little house that was 61 to 90 days, and that went under list price. Okay, not a surprise. It sat on the market. Not sure why, but it did. So again, if you're looking to list your home, just list it at market value. There's plenty of buyers out there to get your home. And remember, 21 have closed in Granite Bay, 20 are in our active, 29 are pending. We're talking a million plus area, pretty much at the start. Okay, there'll be a couple of homes that are not, but most likely, I mean, you go to Tree Lake Village over by Swan Lake, those are literally at $1 million starting. And some of those are just tract homes. Granite Bay, location, location, location. All right, so we're going to take a look at Roseville. And Roseville, a lot bigger area. And remember, Rocklin, all of Rocklin, which is smaller than Roseville, had about 35 active listings. So let's take a look at Roseville. And let's see where we are. Let's look at the last year. All right, so last year, Roseville was at 199 closings in the month of March. Okay, that was last year in March. Right now, right as we're speaking, real time, there's 98 active properties in Roseville. That's not many at all. And 237 are pending. Okay, people, if you're thinking of listing your home and keep going, well, should we wait, or where are we going to go, or what are we going to do? Wow, there's a lot of money we have in equity. Just have a conversation. I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you, because actually this is about you. What are your goals? What are you going to do with the equity? So there's so many questions, but it's like, start that conversation, because if you're really thinking about it, again, we have appreciated over 200% since 2013. And obviously, COVID did not bring the market down. And where we are today in the world, even with interest rates going up, you can clearly see, I'm just showing you the facts. It's not going down. All right, so let's take a look. Last year at this time, the Roseville closed was 118,000, 199 closed in the month of March. So we are going to go 618, 199 closed. Where are we so far up until this moment for the month of March? Oops, I meant to do statistics. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, 191. So we are so neck and neck right now with the closings of last March. So last March, the average close price in Roseville was 618. And this is just 9 listings less right now. So it'll be interesting at the end of the day what we see. But 191, and again, this right here is real time. It was 618 average close price. Where are we? We are at 714. That is $100,000 difference, just about, in 1 year. You guys, that's a big deal. It's a really big deal. And I'm looking at my house, and no, I'm not going to sell it. I love my house. But I wonder what I would get for my house. How many of you actually go on Zillow to see what your house is worth? Zillow is a good tool to kind of get an estimate, but it's not the Bible of real estate. So it's super important, because Zillow actually right now is overestimating values. So I do want to let you know that, and I can show you how that all works, because it's an algorithm too. And then sometimes people might have a pool, solar, basketball court, but the guy next door sold a lot less than what yours would be worth. Now Zillow says yours is worth less. But anyway, I just kind of got sidetracked. So what this is saying, it'll be interesting on Monday. Please take a look at social media and my Instagram of what the Monday market looks like for the whole month of March. So I'm going to be posting all of March, Rocklin, Roseville. Nancy, I'll go ahead and put the Citrus Heights area as well. We're going to be putting Lincoln, Granite Bay. If there is an area that you would like to see, please let me know. I'd love to report it for you. If you guys are struggling and you're trying to find a home and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't compete. Where should I be? Here's what I can afford. Give me a call, or even you can wait until next week, because next week I'm actually going to have Rusty Mendoza on. And here, I'm going to stop share. Okay, so I'm going to have Rusty Mendoza on next week, next Thursday, and Rusty is with Movement Mortgage. We are going to really talk about the market, how interest rates are going to affect the market, and right now we're looking at the facts. And there's so many people out there who think, oh my gosh, I cannot get a home. I promise you, we can all work together to get you a home, and I can show you the best way to be competitive. And with Rusty by our side, wait until you see the loan programs that he has. And he actually is closing on a home today in Roseville, so that'll make it 192 for my clients. And we did that in, I don't know, less than 21 days. And guess what? No appraisal contingency, no loan contingency. We actually had no contingencies. So, and my clients got the house and they can't wait to move in. So that's going to be a close for today. So that'll make Roseville 192. But anyway, please join in next week with Rusty Mendoza, Movement Mortgage, from his office. Super excited to have Rusty back. He has been my preferred lender for over 16 years. And people know that when an offer comes through with a pre-approval through Rusty, they know that that deal is going to happen. And before I wrap up, I do want to say a big congratulations to my very, very good friend, Nello Mazzoni. He has 2 more days, today and tomorrow, until he retires. And he's just an amazing person, a friend since our boys were 4 years old. And I just want to wish him the best of luck, and just thrilled that he is retiring tomorrow. So congratulations, Nello, and just super excited for you. And anyway, I have a list of things to do for you while you're retired. Anyway, just kidding. Okay, everybody, just have a wonderful day today. Our weather is going to be beautiful next week. We're in the 80s and the 90s next week. And I know my sister and Uncle Johnny, they're going to be here from Ohio. So make sure you leave those ski clothes home and bring your shorts. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining. Let's Get Real with Jill. Excited to see you next week. And feel free again to follow me on Instagram, here, Facebook, and you can see all the previous shows on YouTube. So I think that's it. We're wrapping it up at 1:28. And again, if you want information on where your location is, please go ahead and call or text me at 916-765-5488. And remember, if you have anybody looking to buy or sell, I would be honored for the referral. And please don't forget, be patient, be kind, because you never know what somebody's going through. And here's an aha moment. We can only be responsible for how we act or react. We cannot be responsible for somebody else. So always go in with kindness, with a smile on your face, and with love, even for those that are hard to love. And that's the best way to approach it. And remember, how we act is in our control. All right, you guys, and have a great day. Be blessed, and I will see you next week.